Anambra State Police Command intensifies manhunt for killers of U.S. Embassy staff. Educational digital platform births in Oka. The federal government provides additional 360 PHCs to tackle hypertension in 17 states. Floods leave 9 people dead, 13,000 homeless in Italy. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Government of Anambra State has condemned what it described as a provoked killing of United States Embassy staff and others in the state. This was contained in Governor Chukwuma Soludo's press statement signed by his press secretary, Mr. Christian Aburime, and made available to the media. He commiserated with the bereaved families and organizations, particularly the U.S. Embassy, under the death of their staff and policemen who were attacked by gunmen along Atani or Samala Road, Obaru local government area, while they were on mission in the state. The governor called it a heinous and unprovoked attack, stating that his administration has worked assiduously with gallant security operatives to massively degrade criminality and restore law and order in the last 1 year lifespan of its administration. He basked in the fact that Anambra is currently one of the safest states in Nigeria, recalled how 2 weeks ago a notorious criminal gang leader operating mostly in a neighboring state was gunned down with 4 of his team members when they made incursion into Anambra State and recovered huge deadly weapons. Governor Soludo said that the unfortunate incident which happened in the remote community in Obaru local government area is a reminder that senseless and murderous acts can still be perpetrated by the criminal gangs, assuring that the government of Anambra State will actively work with security agencies to unravel the identity of the attackers and smoke out the criminals to face justice for their crime, while calling on people who can afford useful information about the identity and whereabouts of the criminals to volunteer them through the secure security phone numbers or to any of the security agencies, promising handsome reward for such informants as the investigations continue. He assured Indiana Brand visitors of his administration's commitment to law and order, pointed out, however, that the visiting team made their own security arrangements and totally bypassed the existing security architecture in the state, as the state government was not aware of the humanitarian mission of the visiting team. The governor gave reassurances to the U.S. Embassy of a unwavering commitment to the safety and security of its officials in the state, said that in a place like parts of Obaru, where security forces have been fighting the criminals and oil bunkers, the sight of few policemen can attract vengeance from the criminal gangs, and advise correction of such lapses and ensuring better coordination to help prevent such avoidable incidents in the future. The Anambra Police Command has intensified manhunt for killers of a team of officials from the Lagos Consulate of the United States of America and the police escorts who were ambushed along Atani or Samala Road in the Obaru local government area on Tuesday. Briefing journalists at the State Police Command Amobia, the State Commissioner for Police, Mr. Echeng, explained that preliminary investigation conducted by the command following the incident revealed that 5 male officials of the USA Consulate and 4 armed mobile police escorted from Lagos on a mission to access the impact of erosion in Obaru local government area were traveling in a convoy of 2 vehicles when they suddenly came under attack by armed men who targeted them with gunfire and set their vehicles ablaze. Paul is looking for the report taken from here.
According to the police commissioner, information from the U.S. Aid Authority disclosed that 5 of their staff and 4 policemen were involved in the attack. CP Cheng said that the remains of the deceased persons have all been recovered and deposited in a morgue, while the State Police Command and other security agencies are working round the clock in concert with the government of Anambra State to find and rescue the missing officials and requested members of the public to assist the security operatives with information about the identities and locations of the culprits. he disclosed that the joint security forces comprising police tactical teams from the command and troops of the Nigerian Army as well as the Nigerian Navy raided a camp in Ogua community of Obaru Council area, which was suspected to be the hideout of the assailants, but discovered that it had been deserted. The 2 persons of interest were arrested and are currently assisting the police in the investigation, while the criminal camp was razed down by the joint security team.
Appropriate time will be able. All you need to know is that they are talking to the police. We are also looking at their phones, and it's already assisting the police on how to go forward. Investigation is ongoing. At the appropriate time, you will be informed. And I categorically stated here that 2 people are missing. Until we find them, we will not relent in our efforts. So our rescue and recovery operation is ongoing as I speak. We will not rest until we are able to rescue the 2 missing persons. There are not 3.
CPS Chengri stated that the command, in collaboration with other security agencies, were focused on arresting the perpetrators and bringing them to justice, adding that community policing requires providing security agencies with necessary and timely information to fight and prevent crime. Meanwhile, Anambra State government has called on anyone with information on the identity or whereabouts of the criminals to forward it through the state government secured security phone numbers or to any of the security agencies, and promised that such information will be well rewarded. A release signed by the press secretary to Governor Soludo, Mr. Christian Abrimie, assured residents and visitors of government continued commitment to law and order.
Anambra State Director, National Orientation Agency, NOA, Sir Joseph Uchendo, has called on Nigerians from all segments to toe the path of peace for the overall progress and development of the country. Correspondent Queen Anibogo reports that Sir Joseph made a call during a press conference at his office in Oka.
Sir Joseph, in an address titled Peace Building and Stabilization Advocacy, said it is simple to use advocacy, persuasion and enlightenment to underscore the importance of peace and usage of peaceful processes in resolution of all social conflicts, especially those arising from the recently concluded general elections. He agreed that after such contest, it is not unusual to see people divided along lines of likes and dislikes following the outcome of the election, but noted that NOA, as an agency with attitudinal change as one of his mandates, cannot fold his hands and watch the already polarized society go beyond measure. The NOA director explained that peace building and stabilization advocacy campaign is a nationwide exercise geared towards reminding every Nigerian that peace and utilization of peaceful processes should guide all their actions in conflict resolutions. He stressed that violence and violent resolutions of social issues does nobody any good.
From my agency, we can only encourage our youth, to continue adopting, adopting peace as a cardinal goal and making use of peaceful processes, peaceful processes in whatever they're doing. Of course, when you are talking of parents, their fathers and their mothers, they have a role. They have a critical role to play, as well as every other segment of society.
Sir Joseph further urged all segments of the society, and not only the political class, to cherish and live out this value peace, which he said is one of the core values comprising the national motto, unity, faith, peace and progress. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.
Education Limited has held a pan-Nigerian stakeholders engagement for educational validation. The engagement held in Oka attracted lovers of education from within and outside Anambra State. Education is a software service ecosystem platform for the education sector, laser-focused in transformational learning. Education provides a one-stop shop including hardware, software, infrastructure, hosting and support. Again, Queen Anibogo has details.
The innovator, Mr. Celestine Achi, explained that their focus is on teaching learners how to learn, training professionals in career-focused skills, and equipping educators for success. He explained that education is designed to enhance the learning and teaching experience for all individuals across all ages and social strata. While calling on everyone to join education, Mr. Achi said they do this in a visual reality campus that brings together educators, businesses, students, and schools into one community.
As fast as the speed of lightning, remember what I said during my presentation, it was built on a microservice structure, which means that you can access anyone as quickly as you can. So when you go to education.com, you will see the apps. Under apps, you see the different segments and the different apps. And you just click on the one that pertains to you, and you are live.
In an address, the chairman and founder of Education, Mr. Francis Mofunanya, noted that globally, education over the years has witnessed great evolution in methods and content of teaching and learning, and emphasis is on shifting from physical to online. He disclosed that education was developed by indigenous system engineers to provide solutions to the overwhelming needs of online learning.
How can a child in a rural area or a child in an urban area, or what the content, education content you are getting from maybe Harvard or all these 4 Ivy schools, where can we be able, every child, to have the same quality education content, be in the same collaborative environment, without you going to all those places or using $1 or $2 to train a child to have access.
In a keynote address, Dean, Faculty of Physical Sciences, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, Ojukwu University, Igbariam, Professor Kingsley Nwozo, noted that the future is bright for education, a homegrown technology that is desirable, and encouraged the innovators not to rest on their oars. In his goodwill message, a former commissioner for information in Anambra State, Mr. Tony Onima, appreciated the innovators for the unique platform, describing it as a major disruptor in the education industry, and pointed out that they require massive support to succeed.
By the time somebody gives you an app where you can hold conversation, hold meetings, engage with students and staff without internet, that for me is a breakthrough science. That is innovation.
Also speaking, Professor Benita Matthias of the Department of Sociology, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, endorsed education and said she would join in advertising it. Others who spoke during the event include Professor Cornelius Ukweze of Unizik, represented by Dr. Chigozie Duru, and Mrs. Ifi Obi of Unizik FM. The stakeholders' engagement also witnessed question and answer section as well as group photograph. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.
An APGA chieftain, Barrister Ifeatu Obi-Okoye, has expressed the need for the building of an all-inclusive APGA in Anambra State where every member will be treated with love to engender cohesion and total reclamation of Anambra as APGA land. Barrister Obi-Okoye, who was the legal advisor of the party as well as special advisor on political affairs to the former governor Willie Obiano, made this known during a media chat with journalists in Awka on his intention to run for the post of the state chairman of the party. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri was part of the event and now reports.
Tracing his political journey back to 1982 when he was elected the state deputy leader of the then Nigerian People's Party, his sojourn as a member that represented Idemili North at the Anambra State House of Assembly in 1983, his election as the state secretary of the Social Democratic Party in 1991, his emergence as the deputy state chairman of PDP in 2002, and later joined the All Progressives Grand Alliance in 2013, where he held many positions including the special advisor to former governor Obiano. Barrister Obi-Okoye said he has garnered enough experience to ensure that APGA is knitted together as one family. According to him, during his tenure as the acting state chairman, he led the election that brought former governor Chris Ngige and played a major role in the elections that gave APGA 21/21 and 19/21 in the second term election of former governor Obiano and governor Chukwuma Soludo respectively. Barrister Obi-Okoye explained that he already mapped out strategies for the improvement of the party by having plans to take the party to the next level, create cooperative model of empowerment, reconciling aggrieved party members, creating avenue to raise money for the funding of the party, introducing corporate business entrepreneurship, among others. He stressed the need for the incoming leadership of the party to be committed to strengthening the party's unity, discipline and work ethics, calling on the party faithful to give him the needed support to serve the party at the state level, where he will work with the national executive to take APGA to an enviable height.
This is part of why I want to take over the leadership of APGA, so that we can build strength, we can build capacity, and come back to our position. We can't be struggling to be the largest. What we should be struggling is to be the largest political party in the country. That's my vision for APGA.
While appreciating the national chairman of the party, Chief Victor, for what he described as forthright and dexterous manner in which he has piloted affairs of the party. Barrister Okoye also commended the state chairman of the party, Sanoba Tobi, for working hand in hand with the national executive of the party despite distractions from elements of negativism. He said that if all the party's machinery will work together, Governor Soludo's positive disruptive measures will birth a new political and social order that would enhance public service delivery in Anambra State. In Oka, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
The Federal Ministry of Health, FMOH, says it has concluded plans to conduct a national step survey for NCDs, including hypertension, so as to improve on hypertension prevalence data gap. The Minister of Health, Dr. Sajay Henare, who disclosed this at a press briefing commemorating the 2023 World Hypertension Day celebration in Abuja, noted that upon completion of the survey, Nigeria will be nationally representative data of the prevalence of hypertension and associated risk factors for proper planning and designing of interventions to curb the development of hypertension in the country. Ikweachide has details.
Hypertension, an important risk factor for cardiovascular diseases, CVDs, mostly heart attack, stroke, and heart failure, which accounts for a significant burden of premature mortality from non-communicable diseases, NCDs. Dubbed the silent killer, is commemorated every year by the global community on the 17th of May to draw attention on the need to combat the low level of awareness of hypertension. Oftentimes, people with hypertension do not have any specific signs or symptoms directly attributed to the condition, but consequences end in damage of specific organs in the body, including the heart, brain, eyes, and kidneys, resulting from poor control. Briefing journalists on this year's celebration with the theme, Measure Your Blood Pressure Accurately, Control It, Live Longer. The Minister of Health, Dr. Sage, said government has included additional 360 primary health centers across 17 states plus the FCT to provide hypertension prevention, treatment and care services under the Healthy Heart Africa program that was launched in August 2022. The minister, represented by the Director of Public Health, Dr. Alex Oku, said already there are 104 PHCs in Kano and Ogun states and counted Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Rivers and the FCT among the new 17 states supported by the HHA program. He reiterated that hypertension is preventable and can easily be detected and treated, adding that its control is paramount in reducing the burden of cardiovascular diseases in the country. In Abuja, Princess Ikweachide reporting.
From the foreign scenes, more than 20 rivers have burst their banks in Italy, leaving 9 people dead and forcing 13,000 from their homes after 6 months rainfall fell in a day and a half. Almost every river flooded between the northeast coast at Rimini and the city of Bologna, 115 kilometers 70 miles away. Some 280 landslides took place and more evacuations were ordered overnight. According to eyewitness Roberto Lazzarini, aged 71, it was a very bad 48 hours and water and mud took over their whole village. Her home of Botorino de Zocca, south of Bologna, was hit by a torrent on Wednesday. Streets, houses and gardens were untutored, and Roberta said she was still scared. Firefighters helped residents flee their houses, including a 97-year-old woman who had to leave her bedroom in a rubber digway. Over 2,000 athletes are expected to participate in this year's Onitsha City Marathon, which holds September 30. Director, Onitsha Business School, the organizers of the event, Professor Olusegun Sogbeson, said this during a press conference in Onitsha, Anambra State, adding that it was time Nigeria tapped from the huge potential in the sports sector, which had become serious business globally. Sogbeson disclosed that the organizers have earmarked a total of $400,000 for victorious foreign contestants and 2 million naira for the local athletes at the event. He added that the aim of Onitsha Business School in promoting the marathon was to unveil the huge economic dimension in sports which many local athletes and other Nigerians were yet to be aware of. Before we go this morning, remember that you can follow news and program on ABS TV from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. You can join us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Go on to log on to our website to www.absradiotv.com. Now the main points that made the news again this morning. Anambra State Police Command has intensified manhunt for killers of U.S. Embassy staff. Educational digital platform has been birthed in Oka. Federal government has provided additional 360 primary healthcare centers to tackle hypertension in 17 states. From the foreign scenes, we told you floods have left 9 people dead, 13,000 homeless in Italy. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. That's all in the news this morning. My name is Uche Chukwu Ibanam. Be good.